Hello my fragrance lovers and my good smelling companions, Dominic here for fragrance reviews. And look, let's get excited because we have Dior Sauvage today. And could this be the most versatile men's cologne? Stay tuned. So, we have Dior Sauvage, and the bottle is not mine. I've moved recently to the north of England, where this has been lent to me for a review. So I'm kind of back at square one, and it's always very difficult to keep a niche hobby like fragrances for me going. I have other ones as well, loads of priorities and things, but every now and then we come out with a cologne video, don't we? So that's how it is for now. Hopefully, when I get more settled, things might become more regular, but I suppose I've been saying that before and still jumping around a bit in life really, so let's just concentrate on Dior Sauvage. Right, so it came out in 2015. The design is quite striking, it was advertised by the actor Johnny Depp, and so he's out in the open, so it's kind of it's a fragrance for the open spaces, the kind of blue sky, and then the sun beating down on the rocks, and so it has this freshness. It's supposed to be bold, noble, this kind of thing, and there's lots of things going for it. When you get into it, there is definitely that sense that it's kind of an all-rounder. This was kind of supposed to be their kind of signature, kind of in a bottle for Dior Sauvage. This is an eau de parfum version, eau de parfum, and look at our bottle now. It's just nice thick glass. We have the blue kind of sliding into this, well, a black that slides into this darkish and then gets lighter blue until you have the kind of almost whitish down the very bottom of the bottle. We have a nice little design going on here, top, and the magnetic top, which is a feature I do love with any fragrance. So it snaps back on just nicely, and it'll even sort of turn a bit into place. So okay, so the atomizer on Dior Sauvage is brilliant as well. Yeah, it's a very satisfying, attractive cologne, and we're able to get just one waft going on here. Now, I mean, it livens the mood, makes you want to go out into the sun, and those open spaces. But somebody smelling this on you guys, you're just attractive, you're respectable, you can be casual, you can be a bit more formal, you can wear it sort of any time of the day, kind of all year round really. This is the perfect time of year for it. It just gets right in. It's a deep kind of you get a whole load of notes as soon as you get a waft of this thing, and it's sophisticated, it's quite charming, but they put loads of ingredients into this bottle, and it really is a nice one just to have there. It's reliable, it gets you compliments, it's just the thing that you can wear with no worries. It's very safe, a little bit sharp on that opening, but when that dry down goes down, it's just really pleasant. Has a good projection. They've really put a lot into this one. Someone even did a review of Creed Aventus versus Dior Sauvage, and it was pretty close between the two of them because they were measuring different whole scale of things, and then all together, they were adding it all up, and they still come very close to beating the old Creed Aventus. And look at what they've got inside this thing. I mean, it's so good. Such a brilliant men's cologne. I mean, they've just gone all out into it. Now, some people criticize and say, oh, it's too popular, but really, as I say, the amount of men that really wear colognes on a regular basis, and there's more affordable ones than this as well. So it's not like every man is wearing Dior Sauvage. That's nonsense. Unless perhaps you're in this community where every man is wearing some sort of a cologne, then maybe there'll be quite a few wearing this, but really that's very rare to come across, in my humble opinion. So, you know, it's inspired by all these things. What's his name? Francois Damachi. He's the sort of the creator of this fragrance, and you know, they open up with these beautiful top notes of Calabrian bergamot and pepper, and then you've got your middle notes, Sichuan pepper, if I'm pronouncing that correct, lavender. I always love a bit of lavender. Pink pepper, vetiver, the patchouli, geranium, and elemi. Base notes. Then you have dry down of ambroxan, cedar, and labdanum. Labdanum. It's some funny name. I'm sorry. Labdanum. Sounds kind of Latin or something. I mean, it's just the work that's gone into it, the fact that it's successful, it's still going strong. It's a great tribute to this kind of thing. So, I mean, wanting something that gives you that fresh, raw, gentlemanly, or even just casual man. Different scenes. It could be a date scene, it could be going out with your friends, it could be going on a boat somewhere, it could be an outing, it could be your workplace, it could be simply just your everyday wear that makes you feel confident, and someone passes by and probably get a compliment, and it just looks nice there on your counter. It's a elegant, quite serious, elegant fragrance, and yet there's a kind of simplicity to it as well, but there's this elegance to it, and you know that this is not a cheapie. This is a really genuine fragrance that you can't go wrong with. A lot of people are quite picky, but some people don't know what they want. But this is an excellent way to get into fragrances, or to take the plunge, or if you're wanting to buy your man something, ladies, you can't go wrong with this. If you're not sure what he likes and you don't want to give it away, you know, you're getting him a cologne and whatnot, surprise him with one of these. It doesn't have to be, I mean, they do come in some different sizes, but, you know, a bit of Dior Sauvage, a great way to get someone into fragrances. Now, as I say, I'm somebody who loves the whole fragrance community, because they're such genuine people. They're united in this common interest, and it's quite straightforward. And we compare the different fragrances and which would be suitable for what. Now, if you're really going in for the whole girls scene, where you really want to meet girls and women, there's some other ones. There is Versace Eros, there's Strong With You Intensely, there's La Mal. This is kind of your all-rounder. This is their kind of effort to kind of umbrellarize their fragrances. But it's just your trusty, good, reliable fragrance that's always there for you, and highly recommended, because you know, so I only have a sample of this. I mean, but your arsenal is hardly complete without some Dior Sauvage, you know. Now, there's so many out there on the range, but if you want something that won't fail you, then this is a great bet. I mean, it's got this very just masculine, attractive air to it, and it has it just gives the vibe that the guy is careful about, you know, he's conscious about his presence and how he smells. Does he smell good? And it gives that kind of vibe of kind of a respect and a kind of attraction at the same time, and great for certain situations, you know. Ideally, that's kind of the almost a bit Mediterranean, but sort of summery, outside, under the sun, under the blue sky. That's the theme with this, and so I'm glad I've been able to just give a few pointers on this. Now, are there any downsides to Sauvage? Now, as I just debunked, some people say, oh, it's too popular. Now, if you think that's the reason for you not to get into this, then that's fair enough as well. Design is nice. I'm happy with the whole bottle and the sprayer and everything. Downside is probably it's still a little bit on the pricey side because it's Dior Sauvage, but it's still I mean, it's getting a bit older now. You know, it's been out since 2015, and yet it's still quite hyped up. And so that might be a little drawback. Maybe if they drop the price on these things, people would buy more of them. You could get your hands on it more easily and enjoy Dior Sauvage without being scared off by the fact that it's kind of still this top shelf kind of thing. So downside is it's probably blown up a little bit, like I've just done in this video. A little bit too much it might be, but it's definitely worth a lot of that praise that it gets and a lot of that hype. So that would be the bit of a downside. Next, it's a little bit of a bulky bottle. I mean, although people do have all these little travel size kits and things like that, but I mean, a fragrance is supposed to be a bit bulky, I suppose. But it's a little plain. I mean, it's but again, as I said, hardly any complaints there at all. And not a lot of colour, but that thing on the end just makes it. So really, it's something that pleases me a lot. This whole bottle and this whole experience. No, and I don't have complaints about projection or longevity with this one. It's pretty good. I mean, with all these notes in it and with that carefully made concoction, you're really not going to do too wrong with this. So feel free, guys, to wear this. Don't have to be too generous with it, but feel safe and smell good with this one. And that's how it goes. That's fragrances. So I hope you've enjoyed my little take on this one. Not a lot of negative points, but something I've always wanted to just get my hands on. And again, I was a bit scared off because, it's only from 2015, and yet they're still charging quite a bit for it, So that's a bit difficult. So enough rambling on with that. And great to pop into you guys again. And we just don't know what will happen next, do we, really? But I do enjoy uploading the odd video of fragrances, and they do tend to come out of the blue a bit. So anyway, that's how it goes for the time being. Great having you for another fragrance video, and hoping to see you again before too long. But with all these circumstances in my life, we don't know what's going to happen next. So thanks again for joining, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, march forward, smelling good.